Good evening, everyone. I'm Jacqueline Matter in for Haley Wilgus.
And I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for being with us tonight.
Our top story, wildfires threatening homes in southwest Florida.
Right now, firefighters from across the Suncoast are helping battle a large brush fire in Collier County. What's known as the Region 6 Task Force was activated, and units from Venice, Sarasota, Englewood, Charlotte, and Northport answered the call for help. Florida National Guard has also been deployed to the area. More than 3,000 acres have been scorched so far in one fire east of Naples. That fire has prompted mandatory evacuations, and the last check was only about 10% contained. The second brush fire burned about 350 acres and is now contained. Governor Rick Scott says the state is coordinating resources to battle these fires.
But the most important thing is we are very thankful that we have the firefighters we do at the state, local, and federal level. They're willing to put their lives at risk to keep us all safe.
At least one home has been destroyed. The cause of both fires is not yet known. Here on the Suncoast, both Sarasota County and the city of Northport are now issuing a recreational burn ban. Manatee County has not yet issued a burn ban, but a red flag warning is in effect for parts of the county. ABC 7's Rick Adams explains what these new restrictions mean.
Well, with all this dry weather around us, the threat for brush fires has dramatically increased, especially in places like here.
Manatee County and Sarasota County both are over 600 on the drought index, which means we're very dry.
Critical fire weather conditions has forced the National Weather Service to issue a red flag warning in Manatee County, meaning there are much greater risks for fires. Pete Meinerich has lived in the Braden Woods subdivision in Bradenton for 19 years. His home is surrounded by lots of trees and bushes, which he says does concern him a little bit.
Being a very highly populated tree subdivision, you're always a little bit nervous, and if you notice driving through here, you see some grass that's brown.
State officials tell us a red flag warning is something that folks should take very seriously.
When we get a red flag warning, at that point we do not authorize any burns at all whatsoever. And so anything that we have the ability to authorize is shut down.
Officials with the Florida Forest Service say it's up to the specific county to issue and enforce a burn ban. Sarasota's recreational burn ban that went into effect on Friday doesn't allow any open burning outside with the exception of cooking fires. The city of Northport implemented a similar ban as well.
Each burn ban's a little different. Some prohibit all outdoor burning. Some include fireworks as part of the burn ban.
There are many things folks can do to help prevent these fires, such as making sure cigarettes are fully out, and outside cooking should be kept inside a covered grill.
Right now we're seeing fires start from trees and power lines, from welding equipment on job sites, from catalytic converters sitting on tall, dry grass. The conditions are just conducive for almost anything to start a fire.
Manatee County fire officials will be going in front of commissioners on Tuesday to push for enforcement of a burn ban. In Bradenton, I'm Rick Adams, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
The Venice Fire Department is offering some tips for everyone in Florida to stay safe during these dry conditions. Keep your trees and lawn pruned and do not store any dead tree limbs or grass clippings near your property. Remove all debris from gutters and downspouts on your home. Never place your grill next to your home or under a tree or awning. And do not park vehicles or other motorized equipment on dry grass or near shrubbery. And we'll continue to monitor those fire situations across Southwest Florida. Remember, you can get instant alerts on breaking news across the Suncoast by downloading our My Suncoast app. You'll get important news updates, weather forecasts, and traffic alerts delivered straight to the palm of your hand.
All right, let's get more now on the conditions out there. Very dry, not much rain out there. Here's Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan.
What we need to see is this screen lit up with lots of greens and reds, but not so much reds because that means lightning, and that means we could see the potential for fires starting as a result of those storms. Now, that may be a factor come late Sunday as we are anticipating some thunderstorm activity across the state. A fire weather warning, that's the red flag warning. You can see that into East Manatee County. These are the areas that the National Weather Service now deem most important in terms of the high fire danger due to the low humidity that we're experiencing in these counties in this area. 25 to 35 percentile range throughout East Manatee County, Polk County, and then counties to our south and east. Sarasota not included in that fire warning at this point, but as far as the indexes go, these numbers continue to rise, and this gives us an indication as to how dry things are out there. And you can see all the counties now in the 600 range, 655 being the highest number for the driest conditions now in DeSoto County, Sarasota at 612, 618 into Manatee County. The evening planner not calling for much rainfall at all. We'll see beautiful conditions through 11 o'clock. Temperature staying in the 70-degree range. And in fact, it'll be right around 70 at 11 o'clock for this evening. Current temperature now into the low 80s across the coast. 80 degrees right now in Sarasota. And we have plenty of clear skies around. Well, more in the forecast in just a few minutes. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. Slow going for some drivers in South Sarasota this afternoon. A few hours ago, all lanes of US 41 between Beneva Road and north to Stickney Point Road were shut down because of downed power lines. According to the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office, a construction vehicle backed into a power pole. 3 cars were also damaged in the accident, but no one was hurt. It took crews about an hour to clear that scene. Now the lanes on 41 are back open. Taking a look now at Suncoast Traffic Watch. We're not seeing any accidents in the area right now, but the typical slowdown on I-75 northbound lanes. This is from Clark Road on north to Fruitville Road, all red and yellow. Slow going at this hour.
A follow-up now on a murder investigation in Sarasota. Rufus Adams has been found guilty of second-degree murder in connection to the murder of William Shipp. In January of 2016, Sarasota police say Shipp and Adams were arguing at a home on 25th Street. Adams told Shipp to leave, and when he refused, Adams shot him multiple times. Adams is scheduled to be sentenced sometime in May.
Didn't take long for Manatee County Sheriff's deputies to make an arrest in a Bradenton bank robbery. Sheriff's deputies arrested 43-year-old Kevin Potts early this morning. They say surveillance video shows him robbing a Wells Fargo bank branch in Bradenton yesterday afternoon. Witnesses say he handed a note to the teller demanding money, then took some cash and left. Potts is now charged with armed robbery.
Sarasota police officers and sheriff's deputies are working together to raise money for Florida's Special Olympics. Law enforcement hosted their annual torch run this morning. Officers from all over the state carried a torch in a 1,500-mile relay. There were 2 legs in Sarasota today. The first one started north on Tamiami Trail and ended at the Sarasota Police Department headquarters. The second began at Adams Lane and ended at the Unconditional Surrender statue at Sarasota Bayfront. These torch runs help athletes go to the Special Olympics in Orlando.
For the Special Olympics of Florida, we're trying to bring awareness and raise funds for the athletes in that program. The Special Olympics is for these athletes to get out and show their skills and their athleticism.
More than 5,000 officers are taking part in that torch run from across the state.
A high school student is hoping her photography will bring more awareness to the homeless problem here on the Suncoast. The Embracing Our Differences art exhibit is up right now on Island Park in Sarasota. A Riverview High School 10th grader's photo is part of that exhibit. The photo shows a homeless man sitting down on the streets of downtown Sarasota. It has the caption, "We need to stop passing by humans the same way we pass street signs." The photographer, Shelby Edelman, hopes her photo will stimulate conversation and action.
It's screaming, hey, there's homeless people in our community. These people are living outside. They're not eating every day. They're not getting the right amount of medicine or maybe no medicine at all. So what if we all came up with this plan, put our plans together and just found this solution that everyone would have a home?
There's a future leader on our area, right? The art exhibit will be on display until May 31st.
What insight from such a young woman there.
I know.
That's impressive.
And congratulations on the exhibit.
Yes.
Still to come in your Suncoast News tonight, a looming government shutdown. What's standing in the way of the president and Congress compromising on their budget battles? And
ABC 7's chief meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with your full weather forecast. Plus, getting hurt on the field. Why girls have a better chance of getting injured playing high school sports. That's next in your Health Smart.
Everyone loves a bright and cheerful smile. Not everyone can find the dental care they need and can afford. Now there's a place nearby where anyone can receive professional quality dental care at an affordable cost. The LECOM School of Dental Medicine in Lakewood Ranch is now accepting patients. You will receive your care in comfortable, state-of-the-art treatment rooms. To schedule your appointment, please call the LECOM Dental Group practices, 941-405-1600. We will be happy to see you smiling again.
The Wild Broadway series at the Players Center brings you the classic farce, Boeing, Boeing. It's the 1960s, and our swingin' bachelor is juggling 3 beautiful stewardesses from 3 competing airlines. But what happens when Boeing produces a faster plane? Comedy ensues. Call the Players at 365-2494 or visit us online at theplayers.org. Opening April 26th, it's Boeing, Boeing.
So many times we underestimate the human spirit's drive to recover. We often see people surpass what any of us might have expected initially. The Rehabilitation Pavilion at Sarasota Memorial is the top of the line. It allows us to really bring the patient's recovery to the next level.
It's the season of savings right now during the spring clearance event at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Come shop the Suncoast's largest selection of new Jeep Wranglers, or stop by today and drive away in a 2017 Jeep Cherokee for just $18,999. And for a limited time, get America's best value, a new Dodge Journey for as little as $16,599. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
I heard about the Dotoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Dotoli Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
Next week, President Trump and Congress will face a looming government shutdown. Capitol Hill will be busy with negotiations, debates, and backroom deals on big issues like health care. And it all comes as the president prepares to mark his 100th day in office. ABC's Kenneth Moten has the latest now from Washington.
Today, President Trump in the Oval confident the government can avoid a shutdown in 1 week.
I think we're in good shape.
The battle over the budget could come down to Trump's key campaign promise. The White House says the down payment for the president's U.S.-Mexico border wall must be a part of the trillion-dollar spending bill. Democrats likely to resist, but they're banking on the president conceding on a measure to include Obamacare payments to insurance companies, something Trump threatened to cut. The president optimistic about the House Republicans' plan to take another crack at health care.
We have a good chance of getting it soon. I'd like to say next week.
House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi reportedly said on a conference call, it's the Republicans' responsibility to keep the government open. We have the leverage and they have the exposure.
My 100-day action plan to make America great again.
Last year, candidate Trump touted what he could accomplish in his first crucial days in office. Now, President Trump calling it a ridiculous standard. Either way, he's looking for a legislative win. Congress has to pass a spending bill by Friday, the 99th day of Trump's first 100 days.
It's an amazing confluence of events, and it's a worst-case scenario for a president that's still trying to define himself by these first 100 days.
The White House is now preparing for a government shutdown, but the president's budget director believes there will be a short-term continuing resolution to keep the government open. Kenneth Moten, ABC News, Washington.
This spring, you'll have the chance to try and win this year's Lionfish King or Queen title. Lionfish are an invasive species that pose a threat to Florida's ecosystem. Every year, the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission asks divers to help them remove lionfish in the annual Lionfish Challenge. The 2017 challenge will begin on May 20th and run through September 4th. Participants can win prizes, rewards, and trophies. The FWC hopes to remove at least 50,000 lionfish in 2017-2018 through the Lionfish Challenge and many other activities.
Well, I know Bob will join me in welcoming Jacqueline to the evening
welcome.
shift.
That's right.
After working the morning shift.
Yes.
Right.
Oh,
Long day.
man.
Long day.
Lots of coffee.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
glad you're here.
sticking with you guys. Thanks for having me. Appreciate
Thanks.
it.
You know, we talk about those lionfish. The good news on the front in the waters, the red tide has gone away. We're going to show that graphic a little later in the 5:30 newscast. So good news on that front. And good news weather-wise for the weekend for the most part. We have the big boat show in town. The Suncoast Boat Show, the 35th annual. We were there yesterday. I'll tell you, beautiful weather for today right there on the bayfront at Marina Jack. And Van Wezel webcam showing fair skies across the region as a result of a large area of high pressure still in control, at least for one more day. And then that high pressure heads off into the southeast, and then we'll see an approaching trough, which will bring some rainfall to the Panhandle in North Florida on Saturday. Expect some increasing clouds, too, throughout the day on Saturday. A chance for rain for us mainly Sunday. That's our best chance. We will see a few showers on Saturday, but most of that action will be to our north, and then cooler for just a couple of days. And when I mean cooler, back to more average temperatures for this time of year. Well, the satellite and radar review showing the storm system now moving through parts of the central U.S. This is the storm system which will eventually bring us a better chance for some showers and unfortunately a few thunderstorms too in the mix on Sunday afternoon and Sunday night, and that could cause some fires. You can see this tropical moisture too starting to work its way northward. That will be in place. It's been relatively dry here in the mid to upper levels of the atmosphere, but that's soon to change. And with that moisture in place and approaching frontal system, it will give us a little bit better chance than we've seen for some rainfall. There's a slight chance for an isolated shower tonight, but not much along that sea breeze, which will be developing. 80-degree temperature right now, and the dew point is at 60. Winds out of the west-northwest at 14. The pressure 2993, rising ever so slightly, but it has fallen considerably since yesterday at this time. So the forecast wind will be out of the east to start the day. Should be nice. And then notice that wind switching around to a southwesterly direction. That's always the case when a frontal system approaches, so a little bit more moisture coming back into play. And the RPM forecast model showing Saturday looks to be okay. Notice the moisture, though, increasing and showing some pretty big storms there just to our south. So we'll have to watch those throughout the midday on Saturday. But then here comes the front by Sunday at 1 o'clock over the Panhandle of Florida. And with the moisture in place, you'll start to see showers breaking out across mainly interior portions of our viewing area, but we will see a few coastal showers as well by Sunday afternoon and Sunday evening. Most of the action, again, pushing off toward the east. Well, our storm is, Arlene is gone for the most part. It's post-tropical storm Arlene now. It's still a formidable storm, still some strong winds there, but it doesn't have the tropical characteristics as it once had. And so the first one is done for 2017. The season hasn't even started yet. June 1st, the official start of the hurricane season. Snow falling near Quebec right now, just to the north. Rainfall into Vermont, New Hampshire, parts of Maine, and then stretching down to the south and east. And we can see some cloudiness and showers and even some snow showers in the central Rockies into Colorado, stretching up into Montana and Wyoming. Temperatures around the U.S., 53 degrees in Chicago, 54 in St. Louis. So things have cooled off behind that storm system. And we're going to see some of this cooler air settle into our area on Monday and Tuesday, just for 2 short days. It will be breezy, too, as we push on into the early part of the work week next week. For boaters, winds will be pretty nice tomorrow. Southeast turn to the southwest at 10 knots. There'll be a light chop on the bays and inland waters, and seas basically running a little higher late Sunday afternoon. Water temperature at 78, and beaches will see a high right around 82 degrees tomorrow. The forecast tides upcoming for Sarasota Bay, high tide at 9:18, sunset at 7:58, sunrise will be at 6:59. Tonight, clearing late, partly cloudy, 65 for your low. Tomorrow, increasing clouds throughout the day. There's a 20% chance for showers late in the day, a high of 85. And the extended forecast calls for 40% chance for showers and a few thunderstorms on Sunday, turning breezy and clearing by midday on Monday, highs in the upper 70s, which will be nice. And Tuesday, low 80s, and then we warm up quickly. By Friday of next week, it's back into the upper 80s. Back to you.
All right. Thank you so much, Bob. And your health news tonight, the Food and Drug Administration is strengthening warnings about children using 2 types of powerful opioid painkillers. That's because of the risks of slow breathing and death. The FDA is requiring makers of tramadol and codeine to change the product's labels to warn against giving them to children under the age of 12 and to limit use in older children. The FDA also says breastfeeding women shouldn't take them because of the possible harm to the baby. And in high school sports, girls are about 50% more likely to get a concussion. That's according to a study by the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. The reasons may have to do with physical or equipment differences, and that girls may be more likely to report concussions. Among girls, the biggest cause of concussion was contact with equipment. Also, past research on girls' soccer suggested that the biggest ratio between the size in the ball and girls' necks compared to boys' necks might explain their greater likelihood of concussion when heading a soccer ball. Well, could cord blood hold anti-aging properties? Researchers found mice injected with human plasma from umbilical cords several times over the course of a few weeks seemed to acquire better memories. The mice performed better in maze tests, and memory-making genes in the brain fired back up. However, one red flag is that the protein that was helpful in this study happens to be found in higher levels in people with Alzheimer's. Coming up, an RV goes up in flames right next to a propane tank. What the driver did to try and keep the fire from spreading. Plus, a young girl born without a left hand is able to play violin, all thanks to the help of some students. Those stories straight ahead.
Introducing the all-new Alfa Romeo Giulia, a performance masterpiece. Race-inspired handling and lightning-fast response times take your drive to the next level. Find yours at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
ABC 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you, weeknights at 5.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
If you're depressed, drinking, and using drugs, you may need help. And the Affordable Care Act guarantees coverage of substance abuse. Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Are you losing hope? You can recover and get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven, gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares.
Call 1-800-764-8708. That's 1-800-764-8708.
What Florida city is best known for spaceflight?
Cape Carnival.
Cape Carnival? Close enough. What condiment includes vinegar, molasses, and anchovies?
Westchester sauce?
Close enough. And now, a word from our sponsors.
One-off from the Florida Lottery. Now available for pick 2, 3, 4, and 5 games. Miss by one on any or all numbers and still win.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate or shop at Goodwill,
I am creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah.
I was always worried and scared. Mom was in pain. She wasn't going to get any better, and all the trips to the ER were painful for all of us. Then we called Tidewell Hospice, and everything changed. Now she has care in our home when she needs it, surrounded by family. We know we don't have much time left with Mom, but we decided to make the best out of that time. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
Giulia from Alfa Romeo. Appearance. Performance. Power. Find yours at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Severe storms are slamming parts of the Midwest.
A line of strong storms moved through Oklahoma City earlier today, flooding streets as many cars trying to get through that area stalled out in the deep water. The storms also produced hail, and the strong high winds even caused damage to trees and some buildings, as well as led to power outages.
An RV fire quickly goes from bad to worse in Los Angeles when a series of small explosions shoots flames towards a nearby propane tank. A man who appeared to be the driver tried to put the fire out himself, but he gave up once Los Angeles firefighters arrived there on the scene. Fortunately, firefighters were able to get the blaze under control before that propane tank blew up. No one was hurt.
Well, here's a feel-good story for you today. A 10-year-old girl born without a hand can now play the violin thanks to a new 3D printed prosthetic attachment. The device was created by bioengineering students at George Mason University and was gifted to Isabella Cabrera, a 5th grader from Fairfax, Virginia. She has used a makeshift prosthetic made of PVC in the past, but this new one is state-of-the-art and will hopefully help her continue her love of art.
Well, time for your Fiona Fix. The newest little celebrity at the Cincinnati Zoo got squeaky clean when she discovered a shower stall after her daily morning weigh-in. The baby hippo splashed around until she got tired and ended up falling asleep in the stall. Fiona is the first Nile hippo born at the zoo in 75 years. She's become a viral star through a series of adorable videos just like this one.
I think she's absolutely adorable.
Yeah.
What about you?
Oh, yeah. But she's not going to fit in that stall much longer,
Exactly.
so enjoy it while you can, Fiona. She's going to grow to be much bigger.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, still to come on your Suncoast News, a very family-friendly move by a major Venice company.
What PGT Industries is doing to accommodate working families. We'll have the details right after this.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.